Hi there, it's Brittany Beck, and this is going to be my Module 5 Sex and Gender assignment. Section 1. Explain why you think the gender gap in pay exists all over the world. I believe that the gender gap pay exists because of females' roles to always be the caregiver, because we have the motherly instincts and are more nurturing than our counterparts. We've always been the ones to stay home with the children when they are sick. If they take maternity leave once they have a baby, a lot of times women that are pregnant even have to take time off. This all leads to men having the upper hand. Since most of the time women take up these roles to be the caregiver for their children, they have less experience, less time for training and moving up in a company if they decide to take any time off for the child raising age. Also, when they have maternity leave, they have time off, which also is going to relate to having time off, going to not being there fully present as males tend to be. From an article I read on AmericanProgress.org about quick facts about gender wage gap, it explained that another reason for wage gaps is going to be the difference in industries or jobs. When they calculate gaps in wages, they don't do it job for job, wage for wage. They do overall, and a lot of men are able to take those higher ranking jobs more frequently than females because of experience, years, hours worked, years worked, and then of course discrimination. But when they compare them, they aren't equal, and that could be why they see a gap in the wages between genders. Section 2. In your own words, describe what gender inequality means to you and how you can reduce it within your day-to-day life. To me, gender inequality is when another gender is treated differently due to the fact that they are of that other gender. The biggest example that I have is when I was in the Army. A female being in the Army, we're not supposed to have any type of discrimination. Everybody wears the uniform, everybody's the same. But you can tell when you're a female that you are treated differently by the males. The females will treat you the same, but the males will not. They do not think that you are strong enough. They don't necessarily look at you as a leader or somebody to better them. They don't say these things out loud, but it's just one of those things that you can kind of catch on. When I think about being in the Army and being on the battlefield, I always wonder, is a male soldier going to save a female soldier because of the fact that she's a female, and it's a protective instinct to protect a female, which you could easily save another male who, has something worse going on and save their life when the female may not need the same life-saving treatments. But you see them, have those protective instincts. And they don't mean poorly, I don't believe, but it does make you, when you are a female, feel completely out of place. You feel less than, because they don't think that you can do anything on your own. They think that you need help, and you're never going to be what they are because you are female. Even though, according to the United Nations Development Program for Human Development Reports, that gender equality remains a major barrier to human development. This is documenting that females have made huge strides within society, and able to empower. They are taking education and careers more seriously than before, when they didn't have the same opportunities. There should be no reason for gender inequality in this day and time. Section 3. How might changes in gender roles and stereotypes affect our lives today, tomorrow, and in your lifetime? Explain why the future looks so hopeful. I believe that the changes in gender roles and stereotypes in recent days has been amazing, because it's more laid out in front of you as everybody is equal. Nobody has to take on specific roles. Growing up, I remember my mom being the one to take off work if I was sick. She was always the one that was there, at all of my school parties or, sports events or anything. She was always just the one that was, meant to go. My dad, on the other hand, he was always working, and if he wasn't working, he was fixing things and wasn't really able to, help in these roles. Now that I have my own family, it's completely different. We are all equal. Me and my husband, we both, even with me being a stay-at-home mom, he will help around the house. He will help with the kids. He's not babysitting like a lot of wives feel as their husbands are doing. He is 100% helping and making sure that our children have the best experience in life. And I think that this helps create healthier relationships, because there is no empty voids. I think that in the future, it's going to become even better about eliminating these gender roles and stereotypes, because we will all be equal, because of recent times and more people bringing to light that there is a gender role and stereotype problem. I think it crosses people's minds more, and they become a little more cautious about what they are bringing, to the table in regards to that, if they're forcing it. Honestly, everybody should, there shouldn't be any gender roles. If we just eliminated them completely, I think people in their own families can help each other in determining their place in their family and their roles within their community. For a personal example of how this has affected us, when me and my husband were both active duty and one of our children were sick, I was always the one that had to let my chain of command know that I wouldn't be able to be into work, because my husband's chain of command said that it is not the father's responsibility to take care of the child if they're sick, it is the mother's. And this was always a really big issue, because my job was just as important as his, and there was no reason I be the only a parent in the children's upbringing. So I think changes to this can help everybody have a better understanding of they need to have a place everywhere and not just where they believe that they need to be. Females don't need to be the only caregivers and be the one to clean the house and wash the laundry and do the dishes. And males don't have to be the ones to do construction and mow the grass. We can all take on these roles and help each other as a society, making us all equal.